Hi again, and thanks for joining us. I'm hoping that you read the blog, as this is the companion piece, and I'll try to hit on most, if not all, the same topics, but perhaps not as wordily, if wordily is in fact a word. Primarily we're talking about Pearson International Airport, which is located in Toronto, Canada. Why I'm using that airport specifically, it's primarily because of familiarity. It's the closest international airport to us, and we come in and out of it, well, I'd like to say constantly, but I think we could do more constantly, if you know what I mean. I'm just using this as Pearson as my reference point because many of the airports, especially international airports around the world, will basically offer the same services that Pearson will be able to offer. Traveling is a lot of fun, but as we all know, it can also be stressful. By the time you get through customs, by the time you're able to stretch your legs, by the time you go through immigration, realistically, all you really want to do is perhaps a cocktail, a bite to eat, and perhaps a bed. So what we're going to try to do here is get you from Pearson to downtown Toronto and or surrounding areas as simply, as calmly, and practically as is possible. One of the ways we're going to do that is we're going to talk about a few modes of transportation that are readily available at Pearson. Now, like I said earlier, many of these same types of transportation modes are available at various airports around the world. In Toronto, one of the ways you can connect to get down to Toronto, because for those who aren't aware of it, the municipality of Toronto is southeast of the airport. The airport, in fact, is located in a place called Mississauga, Ontario, and it is on the border between Mississauga and Brampton. So you have Toronto, Mississauga, and Brampton to the north of it. First of all, the TTC bus, Toronto Transit Commission, will cost you $3.25 to get from Pearson to the nearest subway line. From the subway line, it can jettison you to either Union Station or wherever else you think you need to go. Young Bloor is the hub, so you might get the bus from, as an example, the bus from the airport to Kipling Station. From Kipling Station, you take the subway to Yonge and Bloor. From Yonge and Bloor, you'll transfer trains, in which case it'll take you further downtown, unless, of course, you just need to go to Yonge and Bloor or anywhere else on the line. These buses leave from platform terminals 1 and 3, and the cost is $3.25 one way. Children under 12 are free. Another method is the GO platform, or the GO bus. GO stands for Government of Ontario buses, and they will take you to surrounding suburbs, such as Hamilton, Richmond Hill, or Finch terminals. Now, the reason you would use these particular services, they'll take you to surrounding suburbs, the Government of Ontario buses, and they'll take you to Hamilton, Richmond Hill Station, or Finch terminal. From there, depending on what that destination is for you specifically, you can either grab another GO bus, a GO train, or perhaps even a TTC subway. The TTC network is quite fast, so trains go all over the place, as do buses. GO transit vehicles, the GO buses, leave from terminals 1 and 3. Now just remember, getting a GO bus will not take you to downtown Toronto. You have to use the TTC via the bus to take you to downtown Toronto, as previously mentioned. Another couple of services that are in the same vicinity are My Way, which is the Mississauga Transit Service, and Brampton Transit. I would only really use these if you were really familiar with where you were going in those two municipalities. And as I mentioned earlier, they are north of the city of Toronto. Another more popular method of transportation, and this has just been recently implemented, is the Up Express. Now, the Up Express will take you from Pearson International Airport down to Union Station. The duration of that is about 25 minutes, give or take a minute or so, and the cost is $12.35 per person, with children under 12 riding for free. These trains leave the station every 15 minutes, so there are plenty of them. And if you're looking how to get to them, there are numerous signs around the airport that say train to city. Just follow those signs and it'll take you to the Up Express platform. Now, note, I'm only telling you this because it can get a little silly. It's supposed to be an express train, but it does make 2 stops. One at Bloor, one at Weston. If you're going to Union Station, just anticipate you're going to be the 3rd stop. Also note that if you get to Union Station and you need to get a subway from there, that's going to cost you an additional $3.25. Again, children under 12 ride for free. Just so you know that $12.35 isn't an unlimited fare all over the city. That's simply going to take you from Pearson to Union Station, and then from Union Station, you're going to have to grab a subway for an additional $3.25 to take you to your final destination. May that be at Yonge and King or Warden subway station. Another mode of transportation that's very popular, and for those who aren't that budget conscious, is of course the taxis and limousine services. Taxis and limousines are available at Pearson from terminals 1 and 2, 24 hours a day. They charge a flat rate, which is negotiable, and if you've looked at my blog, it'll give you, follow the link under taxis and limos, and there'll be a link there indicating what the appropriate fee should be to get from Pearson to location A, B, C. You get the idea. These vehicles charge, or rather I did say that, they're a flat rate, and all major credit cards are accepted, as are debit cards. Now the thing here is that to look for the cars that have a sticker or a plate that indicates GTAA, the Greater Toronto Airport Authority, I believe that means. And these are the specific specific vehicles that are authorized to pick up travelers from the airport. Also keep in mind that the limousine service itself is 10% more expensive than the taxi service. So they consider it a luxury vehicle, so you're paying that luxury tariff. That's really up to you. As I mentioned earlier, these vehicles leave from terminals 1 and 3. Just a few notes on this. The drivers can refuse you if you're traveling with an animal. Personally, I don't understand it, but that is the reality. It is actually a bylaw where they don't actually have to take you if you're traveling with an animal. If you are traveling with an animal, contact the attendant, contact the attendant, and he'll ensure that you get a vehicle that's appropriate for your needs. That being said, if you encounter a driver that will not take you with a service vehicle, that's illegal. If you're traveling with a service vehicle, there are no restrictions whatsoever. That driver is obligated to take you under law. He is also, or she is also obligated to take you if you have a small mobility apparatus such as a walker or a wheelchair. So don't fret. If you're using a service animal, ride sharing is now available. This is something fairly new too. I guess Pearson, like many other places, are trying to enter this millennium. And so Uber and Lyft are available, and they'll be leaving or depart from terminals 1 and 3. The exact location, I would again refer back to the blog because it'll be able to, there's a map there and it'll tell you exactly where you'll need to get that information to pick up that particular vehicle. For those who are traveling longer distances, so they're not going to Toronto, they're not going to Hamilton, but they say they're moving to or going to Niagara-on-the-Lake or someplace like that, Stratford, to see a show, there are vehicles that can pick you up, short haul vehicles. Now, you'll probably want to make arrangements with those in advance. Again, check the blog to see exactly where those vehicles will pick you up. Also to make verbal confirmation with the tour company or the shuttle company as to where they're going to pick you up from. For those that are actually going further abroad, so for whatever reason you decided that you were going to go to Peterborough or Detroit or Buffalo or New York City, another option is the Greyhound line, the Ontario Northland line, these are 2 bus lines, and of course Via Rail. Now, they do not intersect with Pearson. They will intersect with Union Station. So my recommendation there would be to take the Up Express, which of course is the rail service that I mentioned earlier, and take it to Union Station. And then from there, find your Greyhound, Ontario Northland, or Via Rail transfer connection from that point. This way, you'll have no issues with being able to get to your final destination. For more detailed information pertaining to anything I just said, because it's a little blurry for me too at this point, please contact the blog. And all the information that I've mentioned here is contained in there with all the links that will make this a much more pleasant experience. So, like I said earlier, traveling can be stressful. Traveling should be fun. Stress is one of the things we'll all have to deal with. Distress, don't bother. However, hopefully this guide will aid you in being able to get from point A to point B in the most stress-free environment possible. Until next time, it's your vacation.